The snow had already covered half the street when the little girl tugged at the CEO's coat and whispered, her voice trembling, "Sierra Broken Bar, my mom didn't come home last night." The words cut through the cold air like a knife, stopping him mid-step. People rushed past them, buried in scarves and worries, but that one small voice made him look down, and what he saw would change everything he thought he knew about life, success, and responsibility. She couldn't have been more than 7, her shoes soaked, her fingertips red from the cold. Daniel Hartman, a man known for shutting his heart as tightly as he closed business deals, felt an unfamiliar pinch in his chest. He had just left an important meeting, one that would shape the winter charity gala his company was preparing. He had no time, no space, and certainly no practice dealing with lost children. But something about the girl's eyes stopped him, a mix of fear, exhaustion, and stubborn hope. "Where did you last see your mom?" he asked gently. She pointed across the street toward a dim alley beside a closed bakery. "She said she was going to buy bread at Broken Bar, but she never came back. I waited all night near the bench. I couldn't leave." "What if she came back and couldn't find me?" Her voice cracked, but she didn't cry. She looked too practiced on holding tears back. Snowflakes gathered on her thin sweater. Without thinking, Daniel shrugged off his heavy coat and wrapped it around her shoulders. "Come on," he said, "let's go look for her together." He didn't know why he said it, but the words felt right in a way nothing else had in years. They crossed the street, leaving deep footprints through the snow. As they walked, the girl told him her name and how her mom worked double shifts at a small restaurant, how she often fell asleep at the counter waiting for her mom to finish work, how she didn't complain because her mom always whispered, "One day, it'll be better, just hold on, okay?" Daniel felt his throat tighten. He wasn't used to stories like this. His world was numbers, contracts, headlines. Yet walking beside this shivering child, he realized how sheltered he'd become. The alley was quiet. A street lamp flickered above them, casting pale light on a figure slumped against the wall. Daniel's heart dropped. Lena gasped and ran forward, slipping on the ice. Her mother lay there, unconscious, her hands scraped, her face pale. Without hesitation, Daniel lifted her gently and carried her to his car. Lena scrambled beside him, clutching her mother's frozen fingers. He turned the heater to maximum, urging her mom to stay awake as he sped toward the nearest hospital. In the emergency room, Lena sat curled in a chair, Daniel beside her. Hours passed. Snow kept falling. Doctors came and went. They finally told him her mother had fainted from exhaustion and dangerously low blood sugar. She pushed herself to keep working, one nurse said, shaking her head. People like her often do, especially single parents. Something deep inside Daniel shifted. He realized the charity gala he was planning, lavish decorations, expensive dinners, celebrity guests, felt hollow compared to this simple, devastating reality. His eyes moved to Lena, who had fallen asleep against his arm, trusting him without question. When her mother finally woke, she whispered weakly, "Lena, a broken bar." Daniel helped her sit up. Tears streamed down her cheeks as she hugged her daughter tightly. "I'm so sorry, baby. I'm so broken bar tired." Lena buried her face into her mother's chest. "I waited for you. I knew you'd come back." Daniel stepped back, letting them have their moment, but her mother reached for his hand. "Thank you," she said, her voice trembling. "You saved us." He didn't know what to say. He wasn't used to gratitude, not the genuine kind. "Anyone would have helped," he muttered. But even he didn't believe that. He had walked these streets countless times, blind to what lay around him. Over the next few days, he visited them often. He brought warm clothes for Lena, healthy meals, and even spoke to the hospital about covering their medical bills. Lena's mother tried to refuse, but Daniel insisted. "You don't owe me anything," he told her. "Just let me help." But the truth was, he did feel he owed something to them, to the world outside his glass office, to the people struggling silently. Meeting them had awakened something he didn't even know he had lost. When the charity gala day arrived, Daniel stood on stage before hundreds of guests. Cameras flashed, music played, but he raised his hand for silence. He looked out at the elegant room and felt the weight of his decision. "Tonight," he began, "we're changing everything. No more decorative spending, no more hollow donations. Starting now, This foundation will focus on real people like a little girl I met during the snowstorm, and her mother who worked herself sick just trying to provide for her. He didn't say their names. He didn't need to. The room shifted, realizing this wasn't a rehearsed speech, it came straight from a bruised heart. He announced new programs: housing support, emergency aid, child care assistance for single parents. The room erupted in applause, not because of the money, but because for the first time, the cause felt real. Later, outside the venue, Daniel found Lena waiting with her mother. She held a small snowflake-shaped paper she had folded herself. "This is for you," she said shyly. He unfolded it. Inside, written in shaky, childlike letters, "Thank you for finding my mom." He swallowed hard. "Can I keep this?" She nodded proudly. "You're our hero." Daniel crouched down to her height. "Actually, Lena, a broken bar, you're mine." Snow fell again that night, but this time, Daniel felt warm, because in one moment, on one cold morning, a little girl with trembling hands had stopped him on the street up and unknowingly led him back to humanity, compassion, and purpose. And for everyone watching this story right now, remember, sometimes the smallest voice can lead us to the biggest change. If this story touched your heart, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, because more life-changing stories are on the way, and you don't want to miss them.